Coming at you live and on demand from the heart of Europe, this is the most badass hockey podcast in all the known land. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to A Shot from the Point. This week on A Shot from the Point, Joe Thornton. He'll show you his cock for 4 goals. Greg Wyshynski, he is a cock. And the Rangers, well, they suck at defense. That's right. From the dirtiest of dirty, filthy, rotten down the shore, New Jersey, none other than a legend. Let me introduce you to one. It's legendary Jake Blake.
What's up, people? What is going on?
Yeah. What's happening, Jake?
I guess misery enjoys company.
Yeah, I am so focused on the New York Rangers sucking that I couldn't possibly care less about how bad you suck. In fact, the worst thing to happen to the Devils is the damn "Hey, you suck" chant is now gone.
Yeah.
That's about it.
What? It's officially gone? Like, I haven't heard anything about it.
Well, I'll be hitting on that in the NHL headlines. But yeah. It's officially gone. In fact, oh shit, I'll just touch on it now. Devils management wrote a lecture, if you can believe that, because I imagine there's been a lot of write-ins over there in New Jersey to get the Rock and Roll Part 2 song back on the air, so the Devil fans can say, "Hey, you suck," just like they do in college and a whole bunch of other places. And they sort of lecture the Devil fans, and they're saying, "Well, we're keeping away a lot of our fan base from the game by having this chant." And, as Cupcake Daddy properly pointed out, if anything's keeping people away from the house that Marty built over there, it has a lot more to do with ticket prices than anything else. It's expensive to take your family to a hockey game.
And to think the Garden's even more.
Oh, the Garden's even worse, yeah. And they, because you've got all those New York taxes on top of it. And
have you ever looked at the price of Knicks tickets? Not Rangers tickets, but Knicks tickets.
I tell you something. I haven't gone to a National Hockey League game in 10 years. Some of that is that I've spent the better part of 8 or 9 over here. But it was, I left in 2004, and it just wasn't in the cards, man. I couldn't afford it.
How about
and
a
I
German
think that's
League
the big
game?
problem. What's that?
Have you been to any German League
No,
games?
I haven't. I might be going to some minor league games over here, and they're not even. God, they barely even pay these guys anything. But no, I'm not. I've seen some DEL on TV, the Deutsche Elite Liga. It's just not at the. It's very difficult. It's not as good. I don't think it's as good as the AHL, to be perfectly honest with you.
The NHL or AHL? Because I went to an AHL game last season.
No,
and that is pretty awful.
Really? Oh, I'm sorry. I always thought that was pretty league.
I mean, there's a few players that stand out, but it's just, I don't know. You definitely don't. You're not dealing with the elite of the elite like.
I think an AHL team, judging by when I used to watch AHL games, would wipe the floor with a Deutsche Elite Liga team.
Oh, I'm sure about that.
Yeah.
These guys are an injury away from becoming in the NHL.
Yeah. It's the thing that what I think the Deutsche Elite Liga could take some ECHL teams. That's really the impression that I get.
Yeah.
That it's more of an ECHL thing. Hey, I want to. You know what? I couldn't wait for this. Craig Berube's the new coach over at in that mess of Philadelphia over there, who I think just dropped another one to Vancouver. But he had a really, really funny exchange with a reporter that I think is up our alley. Check it out. Craig Berube, new coach of Philadelphia.
What Russo did to draw that 4 minutes.
Well, I thought it was a weak call originally, and then what he did after that was unacceptable. He can't do it. He knows that.
Do you have a punishment in mind of some kind?
You want me to spank him? Get lost. Talk stupid.
Talk stupid. Oh my God! There's another a coach in the metropolitan area division that has some heart. You talk stupid. God, I love him.
You can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
Whoa! You can't
That's right,
You
Gary.
didn't catch that in the thing? It's like, you can't do that.
You can't do that. He talks here. Actually, if you listen really close, you probably couldn't hear it here. If he kind of whispers "fuck" under his breath, which is fucking fantastic. Fuck. I mean, these guys are idiots. Look, there's two big stories in the league. It's Joe Thornton's cock and Thomas Hurdle's goal. But,
right.
I
like how Jordan Thornton had enough class to say rooster.
No, he didn't say. Yeah, that was Puck Daddy. Corporate guys can't say the C word.
Oh, that was just Puck Daddy.
No, he said cock. Balls
he
to
did
bones.
say cock.
You didn't know? Yeah, he said cock. Absolutely, and that's where really all the controversies come from. But you know what?
I can't wait for that goal celebration in NHL 14.
Well, you know what I did?
That should be the Easter egg. Score 4 goals with Joe Thornton.
Jesus. Well, what they should do is they should hook you up to Connect on Xbox, and you could dance around like a jackass and whip your cock out, and then it'll take your image, and then if you push the X button, then you dance around. I think that's the next move for NHL.
I don't think Connect can handle mine.
You don't? Yeah, really.
You know.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Listen. Let's do the news or the headlines. I should say. We don't say news anymore. I think we don't say news, right?
30 words.
Yeah. Let's just do the news, and we'll just go over some of the things we'll get back. Because Joe Thornton is something we're going to have to cover. So back to us. Let's see. Here we go. Here's really the biggest news of the week. Thomas Hurdle, San Jose Sharks, probably scores the sickest goal of the year so far. Adam Oates says he's disrespecting the league. Thomas Vanek does it the very next day, but nobody cares because he plays in Buffalo. Of course, referring to the great, beautiful fourth goal from Thomas Hurdle against Marty Biron and the New York Rangers, where he stuck it through his legs, put it top shelf. Biron never saw it coming. It was a thing of absolute beauty. There is some controversy in the league right now because a lot of people, I guess the no fun folks, see it as him showing off. I got to be perfectly honest with you. I don't really buy that.
It's a game they're all playing. Come on.
It wasn't like he picked it up in his stick and did like 6 spins and then threw it in or some crap like that. It's a legitimate tactic against the goaltender.
Yeah,
and it looks spectacular. And I got to be honest with you. I remember playing, just even inline and us trying stuff like that. You know, I mean, and I don't really think it's...
My first goal that was ever scored on me was in Michigan.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, tell the story.
It was my first time ever playing in a league. They actually played me up against one of the top roller hockey teams in all of the they're like, hey, let's just throw him in because if he sucks, he sucks. If he does good, he does good.
Yeah.
So they had me in a lot. Everyone knew that it was my first time playing goal because I've always played defense. So the first time, guy gets behind the net, he just picks up and does the Michigan. And I swear,
right now.
Yes. and from that point on, I made a point to myself that I'll never get scored on that way. And I've never been scored. People tried to do it before.
I've got to try it. A Michigan. Was it from behind the net, or you just picked it up in front of you and put it in?
No. Yeah, he picked it up and threw it in the net with his hand. No. He did it from behind the net.
That's a movie. I see. Like you mentioned Michigan. The first time I saw that was out of Michigan State. And it's not an uncommon move. I mean, people just got better on stick handling, what have you. And I really don't see the problem here.
Sharks score again, by the way.
if Hurdle pulled a Neil Yakupov and jumped around and pretended his stick was on fire, I think it would be But look, we mentioned this last week. You got to sell these guys. You have to sell them, and especially if they're going to be taking fighting out of the league, which they're probably going to. You got to find a way to sell these guys, and I do think it was a legitimate tactic, and I think it just I don't think he went out there and was like, oh, I'm going to embarrass this goalie. he went down there and said, I'm going to score my 4th goal, and I'm going to try this and hope it goes in. That's all that happened. There was nothing more to it than that.
Well,
and I got to be honest with you. The Rangers, look, when guys get, he goes, well, I always hear this thing, and maybe for high school sports and kids sports it'd be different, about running up a score. These guys are professional athletes. When you go down in a game, they were down 7-2 at the time, the New York Rangers, who deserved to be down. People are trying to pad their stats and put as many goals on possible. Who knows if these goals that they rammed to the Rangers will keep them from getting a different playoff spot. So you crush every team. You run up a score on every team.
Let's face it. That game was a runaway and it was probably boring. So they probably, so this added some excitement.
Sure. It's a beautiful
and
goal.
Not to mention the goalie who that goal was scored on is now unemployed.
Oh, wait a minute. But I don't have that. They let go Biron?
Yeah, they let him go yesterday.
I did not pick that up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Him and Ashram. They let him and Ashram go.
They let Ashram go. The only guy that I thought was actually playing his heart out. That's good. That's fantastic. Put them both on waivers. I did not pick that up on the wire. So you got to be showing me what you're going to, because I can't believe I missed that.
WFAN.
Yeah. So, anyway, WFAN. Yes, I don't get that. I didn't. Yeah, that's something they see. I get the international stuff, so I mean, I can't pay attention to when Marty. But I was never comfortable with him in net ever. But that certainly wasn't his
he's
fault.
like one of the best shootout goalies to have.
Really?
He knows everyone's shootout moves, and all the players in the league go to him. On the team, go to him before a shootout, and they because he'll know every goalie's tell.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, so what should I do? What side is he playing toward? What move should I take? And apparently he's
well. I don't understand why they let Asham go. I mean, they're not even strong as it is. I want to get in the Rangers. I want to finish these headlines, and we can beat on the Rangers all damn day. But remember to bring that up. So everybody's upset at Hurdle. You really got to check out the goal if you haven't. Check out the Thomas Hurdle goal. 4-goal game. That's really worth talking about. 4 goals. Congratulations to the kid. Report out of Russia. Sergei Fedorov coming out of retirement to play in the KHL. He wants to play for Moscow.
They're really trying. I'm surprised have they ever tried to get Ovechkin?
No, I don't think they made a move for him, but they got Kovalchuk. And listen, if they can afford to dish out the kind of salaries they got for Kovalchuk, that means Ovechkin's one argument away with the upper management from skipping town. I mean, I see them as a threat. He likes
playing in Washington.
What's that?
I get the vibe he does like playing in Washington now.
He's one of the best players in the world. I can't imagine it would be a backward move for him. Very good league over there in Russia, but let's face it, not the place for Alexander Ovechkin. The Winnipeg Jets' Evander Kane pops the question to longtime girlfriend. Idiot. Moron. Jesus.
Tommy was just freshly divorced.
You're making all that money, and she's going to take half of it, and she probably can't even skate.
I want you to leave your wife. She's going to leave with half. 18 years, and on her 18th birthday, found out wasn't his.
You know what the great comedian Bill Burr says? He's talking about Kobe Bryant's wife taking him for what they should have done is she should have she got like $100 million that she should have had to play horse for like $10 million apiece, because now one lousy layup. I got to be honest with you, young men that might be listening to this program. You really got to be out of your mind to get married. I mean, you got to be brain dead, especially if you're successful. If you're poor, you probably got nothing to lose, but believe me, they'll find something to take from you. But, I mean, if you're successful, if you went to school, you got to be out of your mind. They have a population, they have a problem with that over here in Germany. And all, rich German guys or well-educated guys who have good jobs in Frankfurt that I know over here, they have girlfriends, and they don't have kids, because you got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. Until they change the laws to make it even for both men and women, have a girlfriend, and don't knock her up, including you, Evander Kane.
This is a public service announcement.
You got it.
Tommy Callaghan.
You got it. I've been listening to too much Bill Burr lately. I think that's a problem.
I love Bill Burr.
Me too.
He's
the best comedian in the world, in my opinion. Right now, anyway. Right now. Neil Yakupov is scratched again for the Edmonton Oilers, and his agent actually had to go on and debunk a KHL rumor. He's in the doghouse over there. It's a good thing they reset my fantasy team because I had Yakupov to start. And I almost made a trade for him to get him back until I realized they weren't playing him. Over there. So, Neil Yakupov, who did that ridiculous dance after he scored a goal, I think tied the game last year like he was Theo Fleury. A little trouble over there. The guy was supposed to be the second coming of Christ. I don't know what the hell's going on. What's going on in Edmonton? They get everyone number one draft pick for like the last 10 years. They can't win a thing.
I've made the comparison to the Edmonton Oilers. They're like the same as the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
They're never in the playoffs anymore. A historic franchise who probably had one of the best players to ever play the game with Messier, Gretzky, even Grant Fuhr. And the fact that they're this team that it would barely even have a conversation about.
Well, they have a great young squad. It's a matter of getting
but they've had a great young squad for a long time.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Well, there's trade rumors going out for Yakupov. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's trade rumors for everyone. They should just trade everyone away.
For what? I mean, for old guys? There's nobody out there. They got to get a coach in there or something. I don't know what the problem is over there.
They already fired the coach. They fired the GM.
They fired it. Yeah.
They're trying to fire everyone.
They should just.
How they beat my Devils, so they can't be.
Yeah, because Marty looks soft.
Yeah, he does.
That was a tough one. The great Joe Cornin of the Joe Cornin Show may be joining us pretty soon. Hopefully. Wonderfully. And what have you. Jesus Christ, I have this real fear that we're not in the air right now. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
No. You want to see if we're on the air?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know why I said that so excited. Yeah!
Yeah, let's see if we're actually on the air. Let's see if this works. Okay, going on. See if we're on the air. I'm scared that we're not. All right. Yeah, because Marty looks soft. We're on the air.
Yeah, he does.
That was a tough one. The great Joe Cornin. Yeah, we're on the air. Thankfully.
Why? Our phone lines aren't being rung off the hook?
No.
Oh.
Go figure. By the way, if you want to call in the Shot from the Point, feel free. Username Shot from the Point on Skype. Call right in. You don't even need to make your contact. And I probably won't keep your contact
You
information.
don't even have to talk about hockey.
You don't.
No, you
Tell me, if you're a young man like Evander Kane that's successful and you want to get married, I want to talk to you. Sharks are at the top of most of the power rankings across the country. San Jose Sharks, of course, undefeated going in tonight. They're playing the St. Louis Blues right now. They are up 5-0, kicking ass, taking names. Also, real scary moment early on in the first period. Maxim Lahari pair hit Dan Boyle a little behind the numbers. It didn't help that Boyle stumbled right before he took impact, but he really did hit him from behind, and his chin awkwardly went into the boards. Boyle slumped down to the ice. He looked like he was out immediately, and he wasn't moving. Actually, I'll change the score. San Jose's 5-1, and this has been murder. And they popped 2 goals within the first 3 minutes of the injury. So that's the end of the St. Louis Blues little run there. San Jose Sharks, they went. They went to the. Well, they got beat by Los Angeles. Come to think of it.
Yeah, they got beaten in the second round. They swept Vancouver.
Well, they will have that big deal. Sweep Vancouver when Torts is there. Then come talk to me. But Boyle taking off the stretcher. San Jose's up. They're bad. There's 12 minutes to go in the third. This is looking ugly.
San Jose, they
look great.
They play like their name. They play like Sharks.
Yeah.
It's I don't think as good as Chicago was last year. I think this year's Sharks team is better than last year's Chicago team.
Chicago's dropped a few games. They haven't looked bad, but they have dropped a few games so far this year. And I have not. Every time I turn them on, they win. So They still look pretty good to me, but they don't seem to have the fire that they did last year. You know, the dreaded Stanley Cup
They're
hangover.
just quick, San Jose.
Yeah, they're real fast. Yeah, just a good team. And if you score a lot of goals, they might show you something special. At least the captain will.
Yeah, must-see TV.
This is more sad news out of Philadelphia, besides the play. But this is actually real sad news. Flyers defenseman Chris Pronger, although he hasn't said it yet, Paul Holmgren of the Philadelphia Flyers has said that it's more than likely that Chris Pronger will never play a game in the NHL again. He hasn't played since, 2011, I'm thinking?
Maybe 2010.
2000? Oh, really? It's been that long?
I know.
Chris Pronger, really one of the great defensemen of my era. And it's too bad it's coming to an end like this because he was a dominant player. Real smart hockey player, too. Wish the best to Chris Pronger. I'm sure you get him in
I think a punch-drunk Chris Pronger could do a lot better on defense than what they have right now. They're just horrible.
Oh, God, it's a joke.
Yeah. Think about it. The Islanders are probably the best team within the metropolitan area.
The Islanders are a damn good team. I said it last year. They're good now. They got one of the best players in the damn league. They have one of the fastest skaters in the league. They got a coach that seems to have his head on straight. The Islanders have never looked better. And
they're holding the 8th spot
since they traded away Matthew Schneider, Zygmunt Palffy, Todd Bertuzzi, and all those other great players that they couldn't form a dynasty around under when they were wearing the Fischler uniform. Back in the day. You think about it. They had Matthew Schneider. They had Todd Bertuzzi. They had Darius Kasparaitis, Zygmunt Palffy, who I was the only one calling WFAN back then, and said, this guy's a real deal. He did end up retiring kind of earlier. He jumped to Europe because he was kind of a pussy. Good player, though. And they never could put it together. Todd Bertuzzi went to Vancouver and broke somebody's neck. And now he sits on Detroit. He looks like Todd Bertuzzi. Whenever I watch him on Detroit, he looks like he's just like this jaded guy that's got like one more year till retirement. He just looks pissed off all the time. And I'd be pissed off too if I was such a prick, a neck-breaking prick. What else we got? The Devils management sends a little lecture to their fans. They're offended. A large amount of our fan base has been offended by our filthy chant. It really sounded... I mean, come on. No one's going over there as it is. Let's give the hardcore fans a reason not to go because a couple soccer moms don't like the "Hey, you suck" chant, which I think is funny as hell, to be perfectly honest with you.
I think we should just do it anyway.
Oh, that would be great. I was thinking that today. Just keep doing it until give up.
Yeah.
But, you have new management over there, and it's really funny how they're coming in and telling you how to cheer. It really is insulting. Well, you're going to have to generate it like us Ranger fans do with the Potvin sucks chant.
Uh-huh. What's going on in football, too? They want to change the whole Redskins name.
Yeah. I've actually got audio on that. I don't know if we're going to have time to cover it, but we may go into that later.
Remember years ago they wanted to change the Devils name because of they felt it was a satanic.
Was that in the 80s? I'd heard that once before, but I actually never read that.
It was like around the 90s, like maybe like 98.
I think that might be an urban legend. I don't buy that. In the 90s it wouldn't have been because I was totally engaged. I was totally engaged. I don't buy that.
I remember hearing something about that. They wanted to change the name because, the satanic vibes.
God. The world
People
we live
are
in.
Stupid.
No, they're not stupid. They're quite smart. They want to tell you how to live and think. And the best way to do it is through sports. Yeah. That's a good way to do it is through sports. And shit, they can tell you what to do there. They can tell you to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Don't get me started.
I am offended by the Montreal Canadiens because that puts Canadians in a bad light. I don't know.
No, I do. I might touch on that. Let's finish the news up because we only got about 4 minutes to go before it's over. Craig Berube. boil taken off the cake. Sure to piss off Canadian liberals all over the country. Bobby Orr says, let Don Cherry in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and I could not agree more. You're going to put Alan Eagleson in there, and a bunch of other punks, and other people that never played the game at a high level and didn't score a fucking goal. Might as well put Don Cherry in there for promoting the game of hockey. He is a legend. Is not he's a part of that growing up in Canada, and he's 80 years old. And it'd be nice if the NHL honored him this way, because whether you agree with his views or not, or the way he talks or dresses, or
he should have a whole wing just with his suits. I love his suits.
Really
if I was thinner, I would be Don Cherry for Halloween. Nobody would know who I was.
I don't know. I'm wearing pink and kissing guys. Anyhow.
They would just think I was a flamboyant gay older man. They would have no clue who I was.
But I think Donnie should go in the Hall of Fame. And there's a good reason for that, because the way he does promote hockey and the way he's been a part of Hockey Night in Canada.
He should go into the Hall of Fame because we share a birthday.
Oh, that's right. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust you on that.
February.
You've been running that birthday scam for a long time, Blink.
No, February 5th.
Suspensions. Buffalo Sabres. Patrick Coletta. He got 10 games without pay.
I saw that. He's a
Jack
repeat
Johnson.
offender.
Yeah, he's a repeat offender.
Same hit every time.
Is it really?
Yeah, like same exact hit, that hit from behind and then the head going into the glass.
Great. Well, maybe Ryan Lampert's all right about hockey players. Too bright, because that's pretty stupid. Vancouver Canucks defenseman Alex Elder got 3 games early in the week for his hit on Alex Elder. They put him out day to day because he had a concussion, and it's cost me some points in my fantasy league. Eat me, Alex Elder. Not only do you play for Vancouver, that you cost me points. And, hey,
I hate hockey and I don't like kids.
That's right. That's the news.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Unless you got something I missed. I had no idea Mighty Biron was out of it. I had no idea.
It was on myself. Second place in the IHOP pumpkin pancake eating contest. Won $50.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Congratulations. Want to see
Yeah.
if Joe's on there?
Yeah, let's get him up.
Let's get him on. I wish his show was every day. I think I'd get a lot better at it quicker. Yeah, I don't know if he's ready.
I think I'd be less married if that show was on every day.
You're less married. Once a week. God, I feel like I've been here for a while. Let's go back. So what do you want? You want Thornton, Wyshynski, which are kind of linked, or the Rangers?
Let's do Thornton and Wyshynski.
Thornton, yeah, they're kind of linked. All right. Everybody, we talked before about the hurdle goal, which is spectacular, and it's been overplayed and what have you. Really great goal. Seems like a nice kid. Oh, you know what? I got audio. You might like this. And by the way, we love this kid. And we're not calling him goofy, but, he talks funny. Oh, I did. I had audio on this kid. What the hell happened? Hold on. I think this is cute.
Well, let's just
I
get
think
this
Joe's
out of the
coming
way.
in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tomas Hertl.
There we go. Tomas Hertl, everybody. Tomas Hertl, a kid being interviewed.
First NHL hat trick. You go on to score 4 goals. Real simply, what's going through your mind right now?
This is dream.
I can't speak English. That's what's going through my mind.
I'm happy and crazy.
He sounds like another waterhead like Bobby Blake.
I don't know any big game.
That's a Tegan.
This is dream. All right.
He's a big
We
happy
had a
kid.
shot of your mom. Your mom was crying. She's here tonight. Your mom was crying after your 3rd goal. But I want to talk about your 4th goal.
Jesus.
There she is. Say hi to your mom.
No, I do. Hi, Mom. The kid just embarrassed the shit out of my team. Welcome, Joe Cornin of the Joe Cornin Show, to a shot from the point.
You, what's up?
Hey. I don't know. Did you hear what we were talking about?
I missed everything.
Good.
Which is good to come in blind
Good.
like this.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about Joe Thornton's cock. I hope you hang on for
I
that.
heard about Thornton. I'm losing my voice, too, so if I sound bizarre, it's because,
No, don't worry about it.
When you talk all day long for 9 hours of work,
Yeah.
and then you come home and do a 2-hour YouTube live podcast last night,
Sure.
I don't know, it just goes.
It's just going. Well, you're a very professional broadcaster over there. You making any money on YouTube?
A little bit. I'd be making more if I didn't have the, oh, Gavin, you got a breakaway, shoot it. Oh, my kid is playing NHL 14. He's 4. He's just had a breakaway.
He must have
no.
dropped the joystick.
If Oh, the
He probably
Cubs.
plays better than me.
He plays
I had
better
to
than...
play on. I had to play on hybrid mode.
Oh my
that's how I
God.
play. I play hybrid mode.
Are you really
I
kidding
actually
me?
do.
You're
I
good,
shoot
Joe. Joe's
slap
really
shots
good.
with the red button,
Yeah.
but I shoot wrist shots with the thumbstick the right way. So
No
it's weird.
kidding. That's you play. You also play on action camera, which I can't believe. I think
Right.
I'm getting a lot better, Joe.
Good.
I'm getting a lot
After
better.
you left my club, you're getting better.
I did. I quit your club because you guys play at 3 in the morning my time. I can't do it, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Come on, I can't do it.
Well, I guess
Jason-
you're just not dedicated.
It's
just wanna
bad
give a
enough
shout out
that
to
I stay up till
Jason.
3 o'clock in the morning so I can suit you, Link. All right, let's talk about Joe Thornton's cock.
I love Joe Thornton's.
Yeah, former Boston Bruin, by the way. And he was supposed to be like the next big Bruin star back in the day.
Right.
Joe Thornton was, I guess, I'm assuming Thomas Hurdle was getting this interview. I'm not 100% sure. And they were asked, the big question is whether Thomas Hurdle was showing off. I think me and Jake debunked that. He wasn't showing. It's a legitimate move nowadays to put it through your legs. It fools the goalie, goes in. And to score 4 goals in an NHL game is a special treat. So I guess they were pestering Hurdle, and they're saying, do you think he was showing off? And he interrupted the interview, and he said, did you ever play the game before? He said, if I scored 4 goals, I'd whip out my cock. In fact, I'd stroke it. Now, there's a long-standing rule in the league. When they say stuff like that, they keep it down. You know, the reporters don't report on it. And if they do, they tend not to trust them. But the thing is, what Joe did is he interrupted. I probably should it'd be fair to give him the exact quote. Okay. Thornton got the attention of Preds Joe. I'd have my cock out if I score 4 goals. I have my cock out stroking it. That's the exact quote.
So Joe, I was saying, I think we should. I think in NHL 14, if you score 4 goals with Joe Thornton, I think you should just be able to whip his cock out and dance around on the ice.
Right.
Up, down, down, left, right,
Yeah.
ABBA.
Yep.
I can see the dick coming out being a problem, but I don't see what's wrong with like putting the stick between your legs and pretending to jack it off. I think that's acceptable.
This now we're hitting a new low over here, but
Yeah, you get the stick, right? You put it between your legs, you get some ice, and you pretend to jack it off, and then you just throw a big thing of ice shavings up in the air. Right.
Yeah, you scrape your nails into the ice, both sets of nails. You take your gloves off, and then you make it rain on the ice after you score a goal. No one's done that yet.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Awesome would that be?
Superman them hoes.
Damn it!
You know what?
Next
You know
Friday
what?
night hockey skate I'm going to do that.
Here's what you do, Joe. I want you to call Joe Thornton's, because you're a great broadcaster, Joe Thornton's 4th goal right now. Just make up
Joe
something.
Thornton's sports goal. Well,
Fourth goal, excuse me.
It would be just like this. It would be Joe Thornton behind the net. Joe Thornton in front of the net. Handles the puck. Oh, he digs. He goes back behind the net. Passes it up front. Ah, score!
Well done. What's he doing out there, Joe?
Wait a minute. Joe Thornton's pants have just been removed. Is that a stick? No, that's his... I'm losing. I forgot I was losing my voice, so that whole time I just almost died doing that.
So, well, anyway, he opened the conversation with like, "Hey, shut up! Did you ever play the game?" So he defended a reporter, and they decided to report this, which was really lousy because they're supposed to keep stuff like that on the DL. But I maintain that the reporters absolutely have no ethics whatsoever. I don't think there is any such thing as journalistic ethics, because I see time and time again as I get older, whenever there's something that's so clear that you can't do that, whoa, you can't do that. That's right. It's so clear that you can't do that some journalist is on television telling you why the circumstances are different this time. And he very well could have been fined by the league, but the San Jose Sharks came out and said, look, he wasn't being interviewed, he wasn't on the air, this is just a cheap way to get hits. And I really couldn't agree more. It's lousy, and I'm glad the NHL didn't fine him either, because I think they probably would have done that by now.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. It's boys being boys.
Yeah. Well, you're not allowed to be a boy anymore.
When I was a freshman and I was on the varsity soccer team. It was me and 2 other freshmen, and we were on a long bus trip to somewhere in North Jersey. I fell asleep on the bus, and one of the older guys decided to just stick his ass in my face. Just
whoa, you can't do that.
Well, he did. It's just one of those. I didn't get all upset and offended. I'm like 15 years old, and this dude who's like possibly 17, 18 years old just actually
I don't know. I'm
spreading
wearing
his
pink and
cheeks.
kissing guys. Anyhow,
it was just it's just boys being boys, and these are pro athletes. They haven't grown up yet. They don't know what it's like.
You are sort of stuck in some sort of permanent adolescence when you're a professional athlete.
I think that's why I would love to be a pro athlete. So I could just be a boy for the rest of my life.
Hey, I got some audio on Joe Thornton. Hold on. I think I have
Your
it.
son looks like a fag to me. You better get married again, because he's going to wind up with somebody's cock in his mouth before he can say Jack Robinson.
Oh!
Yeah. Joe Thornton, his idea is at the end of that movie when he starts fucking stripping and dancing around the house.
All right. Here's
That's
the thing.
how he should go out. That's how he should end his career.
You guys know how much I can't stand the media and what have you, and that's a part of the reason I put this show together, because I want to attack them, and I want them to be able to do nothing about it, because I don't have an editor and I don't know anybody, and I have no journalistic ethics, and I will never have journalistic ethics, and I'm automatically more honest than any journalist you'll meet, because I'm telling you right now, I have no ethics, and I'll do anything. The other guys will tell you they won't, and they'll do anything. So listen to me. Listen to these, jackass, but I will give props to TSN on handling this ass. This is how these guys think. This is how these guys rationalize everyone.
Turtle and his 4th goal against the Rangers. San Jose captain Joe Thornton offered a below-the-belt comment today about what he might do if he ever scored 4 goals in a game.
Whip out his
comments can't be repeated on air, but were published by Jason Bochford in his blog in The Province, a Vancouver newspaper, prompting this response by Sharks PR director Scott Emmerts.
The guy that we are going to attack, or I'm going to attack him anyway, is Jason Bochford.
Saying, I don't think it would be a surprise to anyone in the industry that locker room talk exists. Professional reporters understand that concept and respect it. This is a pathetic attempt to generate some page hits and controversy by reporting the off-the-cuff and off-the-record comment made by someone who wasn't even being interviewed at the time. Now, earlier today, Bochford joined Gino Reda and the That's Hockey panel to explain his reasoning of posting the comments.
Check this slime bowl out.
Jason Bochford, you're at the center of a controversy today when you decided to post Joe Thornton's comments verbatim for your blog on the Vancouver Province earlier today. Why did you decide to post something that many other reporters decided were off the record?
Well, frankly, Gino, it was a pretty easy decision for me. It's nonsense
I have no
that this
ethics.
was off the record. Joe interrupted with insolence another scrum to
I had to do something. Papers weren't selling.
I'm a low-life slug, scum-sucking slug. Now I'm going to talk. Let me give you a journalism ethics lesson.
Tell a reporter, Farhan Lalji from TSN, to shut up. As about 20 reporters turned to Joe, he said his joke, and a joke.
And that's really the key there, because he told another reporter to shut up. So this is all really about spite and revenge. That's really what it comes down to.
That really made the whole hurdle discussion seem ridiculous. I think it was appropriate to go forward with writing down and publishing the quote for a lot of reasons. And first and foremost, I work for a publication that promotes and asks me to think write, and report with edge, and that's what I think I did today.
Mike, as a guy who spent over a decade in NHL dressing rooms as a player, were you surprised to see that the comments that Joe Thornton made in that dressing room were indeed posted publicly today?
Of course I was. That's why we're here talking about it, because there's an expectation of privacy, of confidentiality in a dressing room. Yes, language is off color. Yes, we understand that things are said that would otherwise not be tolerated in a general public situation, but guys understand when they're talking to the media and when they're not. And there are oftentimes, and I've heard it many times, while I'm doing a scrum or when I'm in a dressing room in the media, where guys are scrumming up, somebody walks by, says something a little off color to get a joke, to break the tension, whatever it might be. Similar type situations, and it's never reported because guys understand that when they're on, they're on. When the dressing room, it is still their sanctuary. They have an expectation of privacy that Joe certainly had when he made his joke, got the reaction he wanted. Everybody else elected not to report this. Jason was the only one who thought it was worth going forward with.
The problem here, though, for Joe is that he said the comment to about 20 reporters. I looked
20 reporters who didn't report it, except this douche.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
I go both ways on this. I don't care that he reported it because, like you said, it's not reporting worthy. It's just a joke. But at the same time, who's going to let that guy in their locker room now? You know what I mean?
No, and I think that's what the other reporters are a little scared of, and I think that's one of the reasons they're afraid that Joe Thornton won't talk to them. Is why the other reporters wouldn't do it, and they should have every right to. But here's the thing: if everybody else did it, and this is commonly known, this guy is going to make up a reason. Like, hey, I had to do this because he did it out of spite. He didn't like the way he was talking to probably his friend, if I had to guess. And so he spited him. And he knew damn well, they hate when you say you never played the game before. They hate it. They drives them batshit crazy. So this was his way, and he was hopefully going to get him suspended. Good thing the San Jose Sharks actually stood up for him, and it didn't happen. So let's listen to his reasoning, because I want to hear this whole goddamn thing. I don't care who I'm boring out there.
About half of them have cameras. If any of them had reported it, and I had not, I would have been called to the carpet and asked by my boss why I did not publish.
Because I'm ethical reporter, boss.
Pierre, if you were in the room today, would you have published those quotes?
Well, I wasn't in the room, so it's difficult for me to give you an exact answer here. But from what I can gather, and I spoke to other reporters that were in the room, and I know Joe Thornton very well, he's a goofy guy. He says a lot of funny things, and I think you have to know when he's serious and he's not.
Oh, he knew.
I would not have gone with it. Okay, to me, that is off the record. That's that locker room banter where you know, okay, he's having fun. Now let's get the real comment, and let's turn our tape recorder on. Now, everyone knows I'm close to Joe Thornton, so I understand everyone's going to say, oh, well, he's defending Joe Thornton. I'm telling you that even if it's the player I hated the most in the league, from what I understand, I personally would not have printed that quote.
Jason, and everybody else in that dressing room also had the same mind, that they appreciated the joke for what it was, even though the language was probably not appropriate in some situations, and elected to maintain that confidentiality.
Jason?
It's a locker room.
I think they took a pass here because the quote was crass and crude, and for a lot of publications, they wouldn't be allowed to publish something like that. I, in fact, am, and I would hazard to guess that if he made a joke about the Sedins being sisters and playing like Mary Kate and Ashley, a lot more people in that room would have gone forward in publishing that joke.
Well, they shouldn't have done that either,
that you've
according
never
to
heard
your rules.
Comment like that previously in all your years and all the years in the dressing room, in the Vancouver Canucks dressing room. You haven't heard a comment like that interrupting a scrum, warranting a joke that could be repeated for attention. I mean, we know you've been around not long enough to understand that that happens all the time, and yet this is the first time you reported it.
Good point.
No, I've never heard in a scrum another player shout out, "Shut up," use a curse word, and then ask everyone in the media, have any of you played the game?
Never? Are you shitting me? Never? Well, let me take you back to John Tortorello, ass munch. Are you kidding me?
Well, then get the fuck out of here, then.
How many times in my life that I heard, like, hey, you ever play the game before? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're no lousy reporter. You never heard that, Joe?
Did this guy ever watch the Rangers in Philadelphia when they were being covered? I mean, like, it's on TV. It's on cable for everybody to watch.
Are you kidding? What a lying sack.
You know who I blame? I blame your stupid-ass Rangers for making this happen.
Yeah.
Okay, a stupid Elaine Vigneault.
God, they suck.
At least they look happy.
Guy from Vancouver.
At least they look happy.
He's gonna be guy who's on unemployment line.
But I mean, this guy could sit there and look in this camera or on this radio clip and lie right to your face. I've never heard that before. And I'm telling you, the reason he reported this, he knew it was against the rules. He knew he was probably going to have to go on TSN and try to justify it somehow. I had to do it because my boss said so. That's garbage. You know the rules. He broke the rules because he didn't like the fact that he said, you ever played a game before? And he embarrassed that reporter. And he's probably embarrassed other reporters before, too.
You know what I think? I think everybody in San Jose, every time Joe Thornton scores a goal, they should just throw roosters on the ice.
Well, here's the thing. He would take his dick out if he scored 4 goals, because that's the joke I was making earlier when I was doing the fake call. He passes behind the net, because Joe Thornton would never just score. He always passes it.
That's why he's in San Jose, right?
4 goals, he would take his dick out. He would get 4 assists. It'd be no problem. He'd go home easy.
They'd have to be up 16-1.
We know about that.
He scored tonight.
Yeah.
Did he? Well, look at San Jose, 6-2.
Hey, you know what I sent to San Jose? I tweeted to San Jose. He had an empty netter the night after he said that, and I said, "What? No cock?" And I got like 12 favorites. I tweeted, "What? No cock?" So listen, you can see this guy has zero ethics, and you know he's not the exception to the rule. Now, admittedly, he does write for a small publication and. Really not even a publication, just an online guy. But you get the idea.
Everything, by the way.
What's that?
Which explains everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, he was pissed off. I've never seen a player. You never seen a player get angry at a reporter?
Yeah.
Boy, you're really entrenched. I used to hear that every week from John Tortorello. Are you kidding me?
He's an amateur at everything, and he hasn't even played hockey, so he was getting ragged on by the hockey players in the locker room. Didn't like it.
John Tortorello yells at the guys that cover the game for the network that his team plays on.
I know. Like Sam Rosen, probably the nicest guy in 3 planets. Sam Rosen is one of the easiest going guys on the planet.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. So what do you mean you never seen that before? So what? He didn't even say why it justifies it. So I send this. Greg Wyshynski's constantly railing on about reporter ethics that don't exist and never have. They only exist in a pretend world. I guess maybe they exist in college.
Oh, they love to have those reporter ethics and rules. That's all they just jerk off to each other's like idea that they hold some kind of hierarchy or something.
Yeah, but it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's like Santa Claus. It's the Easter Bunny. It doesn't exist. And it doesn't exist because you can always change the rules. You can always turn around and change the rules. And I'm so sick of hearing him say this. Go on Twitter and say, well, journalism, there is none. He has no. Greg Wyshynski has no ethics. He, what's his name? Ovechkin takes an award a couple weeks ago. He says he looks goofy, and it's supposed to be a report.
Yeah.
Because he accepted an award. I mean, look, we make fun of guys on here, too. But I don't know. I figure the Olympic thing would be
You don't claim to be,
no. No, we make fun of guys in here, but I can't picture. I can't. That seems kind of like the Olympic thing for your country. That seems a little off base for me.
Yeah.
You know, calling him goofy in that situation. We just goofed on Hurdle, but with his talking. But I mean, it's all in good fun. I mean, it's like, well, he does it like he does everything, goofy. You know. I don't know. I don't know. But they have no ethics. That's my those are my morals.
Right.
They have no ethics. So I send this to Wyshynski. I said, stop crying about journalism ethics. You and your colleagues have none. And I sent them that, right? This is only revenge, and I hashtag liars and hacks. Well, you know, his reaction was incredible. He writes me back. He says, I'm not going to even go because he wrote the same thing every time. He wrote like, oh, Fox News, am I right? High fives. Lamestream Media, high fives. And I just wrote back, look, I don't use those expressions and what have you. He's trying to paint me into this like ultra right-wing Fox News idiot. You know, and he never really answered what I was putting on there. He, on every chance he gets, talks about journalism ethics. There is none. It doesn't exist, especially in sports. And he's trying to paint me into the corner of being this right-wing kook. Hey, listen, whether I'm a right-wing kook or not, explain what I just saw.
Right. He's not even right. And that's stupid. I mean, that's just a dismissal like that is dumb. He's proving your point because that's all they ever do. There's no reaction. You talk about this all the time. I don't think this is even. I don't know if this. Maybe this is a liberal thing. I don't know. I'm more on the liberal side, but maybe this is a liberal thing where they don't want to. You bring up a fact or you bring up an opinion, and their counterpoint has nothing to do with that other than you're a moron or dismissing it or you're watching.
I'm not going to go as far. Look.
So
Let's talk about Patrick Kaleta being suspended. How about that?
What's that?
I said, forget this. Let's talk about Patrick Kaleta.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, look. I got to defend you something. I know a lot of liberals, and they're not all this dishonest. And Greg Wyshynski's a dishonest guy. And he showed, if he wrote me back and said, if he would wrote me back and say, hey, look, that's just one asshole, Tommy. That's not the whole media. Argument over.
Yeah.
But no.
I like to think I'm just in the middle with I have common sense.
You can be reasonable and a liberal. This guy is just a like thinker. And you can be a like thinker on the right, and you can be a like thinker on the left. He's just a bad guy, and he happens to believe in a philosophy that you kind of identify with. And there's plenty of lousy people on my side too.
What kind of thinker is Jake? That's what I want to know.
I really don't think at all. I just kind of spout things that come to my mouth.
Jake thinks pancakes.
Yeah.
Right. That's about.
No, I just whatever. I really don't have any opinion about anything. Well, I do, but it's like I could care less about it. Like there's nothing that I would actually go out of my way and protest for.
No.
No,
I don't even vote, so.
I'll vote just so I get called for jury duty.
I won't even vote. See, I'll vote so I won't get. I don't vote so I won't get called for jury duty.
See, I get paid for it, like for my job. So.
Oh yeah. See, I wouldn't. It would just be a big.
I don't care. Like the courthouse is not too far away, and I get to listen to other people's problems for the day.
I thought, and then they sent me to like 5 counties over. Like I was like, wait a minute, I'm in Quincy. Why can't I go to Quincy court? And they sent me to like an hour and a half away.
Because you might know somebody that you used to do coke with.
But, so it's not convenient. So no, I'm not going to vote. What? So I vote for one of the 2 douchebags, and then I have to go to work? Fuck this.
No, I want the day off.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you something. Would it be ethical of me? Why don't we do webisodes about Wyshynski? And then just tell him how goofy him and his family are, and I'll justify it. I'll justify it.
From?
What's that?
Where in New Jersey is he from?
I don't know. Take the probably. How much you want to bet he's not? I don't know. One of the working class guys.
Yeah, Essex Hills.
Yeah.
One of those areas of New Jersey that you're just like
Middletown or whatever.
Oh, if it's Middletown.
So Wyshynski's from New Jersey, and then his pal is from Boston.
Yeah.
That's weird, huh?
They're kind of like the Bizarro Us.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a parallel. They're
He's from Germany.
We're the parallel from hell.
Yeah.
I want to make webisodes about and I'm justifying this because I have no ethics. I could justify anything. I'm gonna make webisodes about Greg Wyshynski's wife and how she's really unsatisfied in her marriage. And the only joy she ever gets in her life is when Greg happens to be watching the Philadelphia Flyers and she gazes into Wayne Simmons' eyes. And it's the only thing that gives her any kind of hope through life, or looks at a man like Claude Giroux, a man you could never be. Jerk.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh, huh? But what the hell? I could do anything I want. I could justify that because he wrote an article about, he said that Ovechkin looked goofy. He said Ovechkin looked goofy when he's accepting or really committing one of the highest honors in sports.
Right.
And that was a report. Why not? Why can't I do that to Greg Wyshynski? Why not? You're a public figure. I can say whatever I want about you. I can say, I heard you did something illegal. Or somebody told me. I don't know if it's true. I could do that all night. And that's what you do for a living. And then at the same time, I'm punished by your ethics lectures, even though you have none.
So you want to just start spreading rumors about Greg Wyshynski?
Why not? Let's just spread a bunch of rumors about Greg Wyshynski right now.
Child porn.
Yeah. You heard that. You don't know that's true, Raul, right?
No, it is true.
No, you can't say that because he could sue
smell
you.
it on him.
Say it right now. Seriously, Jake.
I think that there's a possibility
Yeah, you can't
that
say
there is child porn on Greg Wyshynski's computer.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, there's quite possibility.
What would you like to spread, Joe?
I don't know. The NSA is definitely listening now, though.
I don't care.
Which is
To me,
good.
At least somebody's listening.
Did you already talk about Patrick Clella being suspended?
Oh, who cares?
I just love.
10 games.
I love it. I think it's so funny.
But I mean, it's like Jake says, it's the same stupid hit every time.
Right.
Yeah.
The
It's the
face.
same headshot, yeah.
And then Max Pacioretty got hurt again tonight. You know, it's just like all same old in the NHL. Coletta suspended. Pacioretty was broken. You know, Canucks scored 2 goals in third to beat the Flyers.
Boy, Pacioretty and Crosby are really fucking injury prone. It's amazing to me.
Oh yeah,
They're really injury
Well,
prone.
what about Tavares?
With
That's
pulling
a
his
fucking
tooth out?
man. Yeah, that's a man.
Oh yeah. Get out there.
I heard that Greg Wyshynski's wife finds him attractive too.
Really?
Yeah.
It must be the toothlessness. You know what I mean? None of those teeth to get in the way while licking the beef.
Yeah.
Chimera, fine. Get the wallet out, bitch. How about that, man? For boarding. So one guy gets fined for boarding, another guy gets suspended for 10 days for hitting someone in the jaw. I don't know. What does this all mean?
I don't know. Doesn't mean anything. Well, I think with Coletta, because he's a repeat offender.
Right.
That's
You
what
know.
they said,
The
repeat
guy
offender.
the guy who hit Nash only got a game or two. You know.
What's it going to take for Mr. Cook to get like 20 games?
I've always believed that he's under the Crosby shield, and that's why he hasn't gotten like 10 or 20 games.
But now, not anymore. He's not, because now
Where's he
he's
now?
on Pittsburgh.
Cook's not in Pittsburgh this year?
No.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's not in Pittsburgh.
You sure?
I think so. Yeah, if I'm not crazy.
I haven't heard anything.
God, I'm always combing this stuff. Hold on a second. Maybe you're right. I got to check it out.
I can't believe. I don't think he is, because I remember being freaked out. Like, oh, he's not going to be on. I think he's on
God,
Dallas
he's
or
old as
something.
dirt.
Like
He's
that.
only 2 years younger than me.
Dallas is getting everybody's trouble making.
Nah, he's on Minnesota Wild. He's the left wing for
Actually-
Minnesota right now.
God, I don't know. You know, he was the only guy that was actually playing real hard against Boston, I thought.
Yeah, probably trying to hurt somebody again.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, he did play well. I mean, I'm not saying the guy
1978,
isn't.
35 years old. I can't wait till you're 40, you fuck. Matt Cook.
Yeah, he's almost done.
Mark Savard's going to show up at his house someday when they're both retired. Like, there's going to be an NHL murder for the first time.
You know,
Like,
the
they're going
thing
to make a
is-
fucking movie about it.
The thing is about
Carl-
Cook, I remember when Bertuzzi had his incident 10 years ago. And the guy looked really shaken up by the whole thing. I've never got that feeling from Cook whatsoever. Never.
No, he is mad.
He's a sociopath.
He's a sociopath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When he retires, you watch. We'll hear from
When he was a kid, I bet he used to like blow up frogs. And and shit. That's the type of vibe that
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I get.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a cabin near the woods. He's gonna like eat squirrels. He's gonna be like, you know what I mean, just like walk in the woods at night. Yeah, you know what I mean. He'd be like pretending to be hitchhiking, and then get in a car with a chick, and then be like, "What if I killed you tonight?" You know what I mean? But he wouldn't actually quite do it. But he'd be really creepy.
He's creepy.
He's a freako. Look at him now. He's in Minnesota with the pine trees. It's perfect. He's gonna be living in the forest. 20 years. Fucking Belleville, Ontario, Canada. Where the fuck? No wonder.
You know, we had Mark Savard first.
Moose
You know
Jaw, Saskatchewan. He's gonna get a cabin and just lure young girls there.
Right. What a dildo.
Now, maybe, hopefully, he'll give Greg Wyshynski an interview in the cabin by himself after retirement.
Oh, my
Wyshynski right
God.
out there.
I'd be afraid for Wyshynski.
Matt Cook is like. There's probably horror movies based on him.
Oh my God! There's actually an article on Wikipedia from Matt Cook says changing his. It's like suspensions, playing career, and then changing his game in 2011.
Yeah,
But,
Jack
yeah,
Johnson
okay.
mentioned that a few years ago. That's really funny. Well, that's what sociopaths do. They appeal. They try to go appeal, and they'll say
I'm
anything.
gonna wear a cross while I slash someone in the throat.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. I'm not buying it. Meta World Peace. Fucking Meta World Peace.
All right.
Elbows.
I do not normally talk about my team, and I probably deliberately give them less tension.
I wouldn't talk about your team right now either.
Yeah. But I think I think it's
talk
fair.
about mine either.
Yeah. But you know what? My team even sucks better than yours, Jake. Because when they suck, it's like headlines. If you guys suck, nobody knows.
Oh,
At least the Devils have been competitive in their games. They've been getting blown out.
We're keeping it like 1-goal games, and I know we got shut out, but there was 2 empty net goals scored in the last game.
Sure.
But yeah, we are keeping competitive. But you guys, it's just
it doesn't even look like they belong.
It seems like they're just dressing up homeless people in hockey pads.
What's up with Toronto every year? Have you noticed every year Toronto is in first place now for the first month?
Yeah, maybe they're on their way to win the Stanley Cup. They don't choke like they did last year.
There's something different about them this year, I will say, than the other years. This is the year where they, coming off what happened on a devastating loss like last year with the Bruins and the way that the city and the team and everything, they just have the feeling that they're going to be legit, sort of legit this year, not crumble like they have in the past years.
Because I got the lumberjack Phil Kessel.
Well, I'm not even talking about Phil Kessel and his one testicle. I'm not talking about him. You know what I mean, he had that acne before he got the ball cancer too. Now, that has to do with testosterone.
Well, I'm going to talk about my Rangers. What are they? They're 1-5-0.
They're not in last place. They're tied for last place.
Oh, good for them. No, they're 1-4-0. If you're unlucky enough to catch any of these games, it appears that, it's like Jake said. It sounds ridiculous. 5 games in the season, they look like they're done. They look like they're finished. And I'm not going to go that far because it's kind of stupid.
You're in the Metropolitan Division right now. Is got to be the worst division in hockey.
Yeah, who figured? You would thought it was the best going into the year, though.
I know. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Dude, the second best team is 2-2. Really, there's 8 teams.
Yeah.
2 is the next best record of the Penguins, 5-1. If there's a team there's a situation you want to be in, it's the Metropolitan Division.
I tell you what situation I want to be in. I want to be in Vancouver with John Tortorella. That's where I want to be.
Right. Well,
they're playing well. What? What's the matter with you?
Making fun of you.
F you.
Just here to look funny, John Tortorella.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, all 3 of us talked about this last year, and especially with Henrik Lundqvist, who looked sort of good in the third period of the St. Louis game, but excuse me, it's going to be that time of night. He looks sort of good towards the end, but it really, I can't blame the goaltenders when every single player on the team is missing their assignment. It's unbelievable. They are too long under Tortorella. They cannot seem to adjust to this. And, one of the things that happen in man-to-man defense, it's good because if you have great offensive players, you can turn that defensive attack around and strike real quick. Well, guess what? Pavel Datsyuk's on the goddamn Red Wings. Did you ever think that there's certain styles for certain teams? And with the exception of Rick Nass, there's never been a lot of skill in this team. And the reason they won is because of the discipline and because of what was instilled in them.
Right.
And John Tortorella got too mean for Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah.
I tell you something.
I think you're going to see why Henrik Lundqvist was a 7th-round draft pick this season.
Yeah, but he was good before fucking Tortorella took over, pal. And he did win a gold medal. So let's not talk to me after this season. Then we'll have that conversation.
I just have a
You wish it. You wish it. Worry about Marty.
I don't have to worry about Marty.
Marty looks like a fuck. If the Rick Grimes, The Walking Dead, had to raid a friggin' ice rink in a Walking Dead episode, you see Marty climbing up and down. That's what he looks like in net right now. A zombie.
Well, Marty could lose every single game from here on out. He's Marty, all right? He has nothing left to prove.
But you know what? I'm not getting in a conversation with you about who's better. Look, I know Marty's going straight to the Hall of Fame, okay? That doesn't matter. This team is coached poorly. so far, or they're not adjusting. And they really didn't have the offensive talent. Look, the Sundin sisters are great. They have a lot of offensive talent over there. And it worked for them. It's not going to work overnight. And to think for a minute that if Henrik Lundqvist, if the rumor is true, and that he influenced the Ranger upper office to get rid of John Tortorella because he was too mean, and this son of a bitch leaves us at the end of the year, how ironic would that be?
Yeah.
It'd be unbelievable. Hey, thanks for fucking up the team. I see ya.
Whenever you get into stuff like this in sports, it's always bad news. It's just never good.
It's never good. And I can't believe Henrik didn't know that. Hockey coach isn't your fucking friend, except if you're Dan Blasmo over there in Pittsburgh. He's not your fucking friend.
This chemistry it doesn't match. He pushed them to reach their maximum potential, and Elaine of Vagine, or Vignon, or whatever
Guy
his
from
name
Vancouver. Guy from Vancouver.
Yeah,
Say it right.
The guy who used to coach Vancouver. It doesn't work with the New York style. With the what's the word?
Because they don't have those type of players, Joe. They don't have those type of players.
Doesn't have the players. It doesn't work with the people he has. And
hey, I got some really shocking news for Jake over there. With the exception of Marty Brodeur, the 1995 Stanley Cup champion Devils weren't that talented. They weren't.
Yeah, no.
They were well coached.
They were.
They were much better. The 2003 team was infinitely more skilled than the 95 team.
Gilney and all those guys.
And they did.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Those guys are infinitely more skilled than the 95 Jersey Devils because that kind of system worked. And John Tortorella knows that. You can play a left-wing locker, a more open style, but it depends on the personnel. What made them think a guy that's had the talent, the Sundin sisters, and they play like Mary Cat and Ashley.
That's my first time hearing that.
I didn't hear that one too. Now I'm going to say it all the time. Mary Kate and Ashley over there.
The worst things ever. One of the worst coach switches. I don't know. When's the last time you talked so much about it? One coach that was in one spot and another coach.
And when was the last time you saw this coming? We were talking about this in goddamn May.
Right. Boomer Esiason, he's a huge diehard Rangers fan. During preseason, you could tell he's not liking Alain Vigneault. He goes, well, the team's losing. He's saying very sarcastically, but they look so happy when they're losing.
Oh, yeah, because he knows what's going on in there.
Yeah,
I guarantee he knows.
Yeah.
I guarantee he knows.
Rangers fan.
Well, I tell you, if those Rangers got him fired, what's going to happen is because they're all coming up for contracts, the team's done. And if you look at they got rid of Asham. That really surprised the crap out of me. They're soft. They're small, outside of Girardi and Stallman and their defense. And they're disorganized. Now, here's the one chance. We're going to see what kind of coach Alain Vigneault is. And I don't think you can throw him under the bus just yet. I'm criticizing his system. I'm not criticizing the man yet. If he doesn't change or something doesn't happen, Vigneault got to go. Vigneault, New York. Well, anyway, he's got to go. But this is really up to him. He's got to bring these guys together, either under his system or put them back under an old one or some kind of hybrid system like that. This is falling on Alain Vigneault. And I can't believe it. All these hockey coaches believe you can do the same system in every scenario.
You know what? And Glenn Slater and just how things are ran at the Garden, I bet he's still going to be there.
I bet he will.
He'll still be there. He'll probably finish out the year and maybe next year.
He coached Wayne Gretzky. Glenn Slater. He belongs there. Because that's all they know. He coached Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier and Glenn Anderson and Esa Tikkanen and Paul Coffey and every other fucking Hall of Famer on that team that I could have coached and won with.
Right.
It's a joke. Guys, how long has he been there now? Like fucking 15 years?
Yeah, but that's just how.
It's just the way the Garden works.
Your owner's the biggest problem.
Yeah, that's not changing.
Yeah, Dolan.
No, that's not changing.
He's the worst. He just doesn't know.
Have you seen the Bruins owner?
The Slater's always been able to capture onto the owner and find a nice nest. He did it in Edmonton for a long time because Edmonton sucked all through the 90s, pretty much.
Well, he's also the owner of the Knicks too. So and and one of the big cable companies over here.
He coached Wayne Gretzky. Coach Wayne Gretzky.
Dude, for a minute, I thought I just went back to 1992 because Arsenio Hall apparently is back on TV.
Yeah, he is, and I watched the episodes. It's great, just like it used to be.
Unbelievable.
Right.
It's
Right.
great.
Didn't miss a beat.
No, he didn't. He should have been taken. He got weird towards the end. And I think that's why he lost the show. He kind of disconnected. I think a lot of the...
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Arsenio was one of the best interviews. He had the coolest band. He never should have went off the air, but a lot of the clothes he was wearing, and I think some of the guests he was putting on, and I think some people who didn't have their interest in the black community started asking him to do things and say things that just wasn't going to sell to a national audience. He used to kick Carson's ass.
Yeah.
You know, he used to kick. He had the funniest joke when he first came back on. I saw it. He said, "Leave it to a black, leave it to the first black late night talk show host to take 19 years off of work." You know, I'm like, oh my God, he's back. I mean, this guy, he was a brilliant comedian, and he was a great interview. God, it was terrible. And I hope he kicks all those guys' ass again because he was the best in my book.
There's a spot for it. I mean, what is he? He's probably going to share the second spot with Conan.
Yeah. He might be Conan.
What channel is what's his face on Arsenio?
56 or CW.
Oh.
So he's on like a third rate, you know.
That's like hell. I think this show probably does better ratings than anything on the CW.
No, let me check. Hold on a second.
Now his show might, you know.
Let's check how we're doing right now. That you mention it. No.
No. Because our one listener is on the air right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably it. Well, that's the thing. Like last week, I said to Joe, I was like, and it was a joke, and he says, "Yeah, you're like, I had one listener, and then I put you on," and I think Joe took that as me kind of insulting him that he came on the air, but I really meant it as he probably just closed the window to come on the air. That's how I meant it.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. That was me.
Yeah.
It was I came on, and that was me.
We have no one listening live right now.
No, unfortunately. Well, yeah, we do, but I'm not getting into the numbers because they're embarrassing.
Do you know who they are? Like, who are these people that are?
I'm not sure.
Oh, they. Some creepy guy just.
You know, I spent $5 every time I do the call-in thing, for no one.
What do you mean? What do you mean about why?
Well, I get the daily premium instead of the monthly one, which I probably should just switch to, huh? It's $5 for me.
Holy shit!
$5 or €5. Yeah, I get the daily one because I'm not going to use it the rest of the time. I mean, I can call back to the States for nothing. So what do I care? Yeah. Oh Jesus, 15 more minutes to go.
That's great.
Anything good on your end, Joe? As far as
yeah, I wiped today. No, I don't know. It's weird right now. You know, I'm just waiting for the Bruins to play again. I don't know. We lost. The Rangers. Well, all our teams suck right now, I think. Well, the Bruins are the middle, but I don't know. I'm losing my voice.
I tell you something. That Boston game is that Boston Detroit's gearing up to be a rivalry because I watched 2 of those games already. They've been very good. Both times.
Yeah, it's gonna. I've always. All right, can I tell you first of all?
Sure.
My when I was a kid, I didn't really understand. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I didn't have a dad, but I didn't understand like the Boston teams were Boston teams until I was like probably 11 or 12. I didn't understand like your local team, so I liked the Red Sox and Bruins and stuff just because I guess I knew them.
Yeah.
But I also loved the Red Wings, and I loved like watching Sergei Fedorov. And,
I've always had a little affinity for that team.
Yeah, just
everybody does.
Yeah.
So anyway, and so I'm like, all right, I love this. And so I always like to play Red Wings versus Bruins when I was playing NHL 96, 95, whatever. And so I've always wanted to see them in the Cup together.
Yeah.
And thinking that could happen, and now it's really not going to happen. But we're going to get to see them like 4 times a year or whatever it is.
Both games have been great. I made sure I checked out both of them.
They always play us tough, as they probably do everyone. It's just
And Boston got back in it towards the end.
Yeah, it was almost a comeback. I said, I was like, hey, maybe the Boston will make it a trifecta.
Did you see that goal that Zetterberg had on Rosk? I mean, it was like zero angle. He gets that brilliant pass from Datsuk and just, I mean, it's like a nothing play. when he roofs
Yeah.
it.
I
like
had
a
Zetterberg
45
too in my
degree. It's
fantasy.
unbelievable.
I was mad and happy at the same time.
Yeah, I know. That's one of those things. Well, I mean, look, I'm a Ranger fan, but I love hockey, and I think I'm going to love hockey a little more this year than most because my team's going to be out of it by the time the goddamn Winter Classic happens.
Right. Well, once the Bruins won the cup, I was able to focus more on all of hockey. When you haven't seen your team win a cup, you're like crazy. You know what I mean?
I know that.
And your team, you guys were like horrible for a long time.
Right.
Until you won that cup.
Good players, and they were horrible. Joe Thornton.
Once we traded Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
We came off the first round playoff exit against Montreal when we really should have beat them. And then we went to crap, and then we traded Joe Thornton, and then we were crap, and then the next year we were crap. And our goalies kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. People don't remember this. It was so bad that we went to our backup, who was Hannu Toivonen, and then he got hurt. And then they called up the third stringer, Tim Thomas. Tim Thomas.
From Finland.
This can't be good. This can't be good.
Yeah. And he was like, what, 35 or 36 at the time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what, though? I mean, I know it's stupid now because everybody knows him and he's become this big thing in the Vezina and all that.
Yeah.
But at the time, I loved him. The team was so bad that people were like, we need to get rid of Thomas. I'm like, what are you talking about? He makes crazy saves all night. It should have been like 7-0. Instead it was 3-0, and he was nasty.
Is he from that area? I think or is he from Minnesota?
He's from Colorado, right?
He's from Colorado. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, right. He went to school in Vermont, though.
Oh.
No, I think he's from Michigan.
Oh, he's Michigan, yeah, because I know he's from a big hockey state.
Yeah, and he
Boston,
went to school
Michigan,
in Vermont,
Minnesota.
And now he lives in Colorado, so there's your tie-in.
Yeah, and plays in Florida, and that didn't last too long.
Well, I remember how bad I felt for you guys when the Devils were playing the Avalanche in the Cup, and Ray Bork won a cup, and it was like,
oh, I remember that.
You guys were so excited that he won the cup. It just baffled me. Like, I felt bad. I really did.
Well,
we were like, he won it. It's kind of like we kind of won it, maybe.
That's like if the Red Sox curse was never reversed, and Johnny Damon went off and won a World Series.
Oh, jeez.
Right. Well, I would go.
Remember a world where Boston never won anything ever, and now that's and they're probably going to win the World Series this year. You know. I can remember being in middle school and just people laughing at you like, oh, you like the Patriots, like you idiots, like what is this stupid team? Like the
It's gonna be like moved to Los Angeles probably.
Yeah.
They talked about the team moving. The Celtics sucked.
Oh yeah.
The Bruins just couldn't win anymore, and the Red Sox haven't won in 80-something years. Nobody was at the park. Clemens throws a friggin' record 21 strikeouts and to 8,000 people maybe saw it. I don't know what it was. Like, what is this?
Yeah, Wade Boggs won a World Series with my team. That was funny.
Oh, yeah. just shut up.
That was funny.
That's right.
Oh, come on. You're going to win the World Series. Don't cry.
And he fucked that horse afterwards, too. I remember that.
I remember he did that interview. He was like, I jumped on the horse, and I was really scared of horses. What the fuck? It was a crazy thing.
All I was going to say, Joe, I was like not even one yet, but 1986.
I remember the World Series. I'm old enough. I watched it. My dad let me watch it.
My dad had a VHS of it, and he watched it in a couple times in 1989 and 1991.
I bet everyone you know is like the Jimmy Fallon in Fever Pitch.
Not everybody, but there was a time in 2003 where with that movie, it was like that here. It really was. Like you had problems. I watched every single game. The entire game of 2003 to 2004, maybe even into 2007. I saw every baseball game. I did not miss one game. That's crazy to think about now. I missed the whole season this year. I think I saw 10 games.
Ugh.
Unbelievable. Now it's hockey I do that with. I don't miss hockey games.
Yeah. I was thinking now, except for I guess sometime in the early 2000s and then late 90s, you were even up until the time you got Bork. You guys always had good players and you were competitive. It's just some reason you couldn't put it together in playoffs. And they had good teams in the 90s. Great players. Yeah, so it's like, Boston's, the original 16, they're always going to be competitive because they make money whether they win or not, like the Rangers.
When I was a kid, I used to think that, Boston was this underdog, never talked about place. They never talked about it. They always talked about Chicago.
You guys have one of the biggest followings.
Biggest fan bases.
For being losers, you had a big following.
No,
Right.
I mean, you have all of New England.
They do have a Napoleon complex over there, don't they?
Yeah.
We did, I think. I don't know if we. I don't think we still. I don't think we have it anymore.
It's like
so
New York
different.
over there.
I don't know how to explain it to younger people. Like they don't. Like you don't understand. This is not the place I grew up in.
Yeah, your kid will never feel that. Like.
Right. You'll never understand this. You'll hear people keep talking about it. You'll probably get sick of it even.
It's like Yankee fans in the mid-'90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just...
Now everybody that grew up with all those weird series is crying right now.
No, he'll know what it's like to be a Yankees fan because I'll just say, think of how you're treated as far as football goes because the Patriots will...
Nah, they've been real good. And they sucked when I was a kid.
That's what it's like now, is what the Patriots are like. It's
in 1986, I think they were the worst team that ever was in the Super Bowl when the Bears beat the ever-living crap out of them. You know?
Probably. And then 96, when they played Green Bay, it wasn't so hot either.
Well, Joe, you have a fascinating sports town. Let me wrap up the show with the scores for tonight. There's two games live in the NHL right now. There's 8 minutes to go. Dallas, Colorado. Colorado leads that one 3-2. Ottawa is down 2-0 with 11 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the second. Final out of Carolina. Chicago takes them 3-2. In a shootout, actually. Final out of shootout. Buffalo over the New York Islanders. Little surprise win there in overtime. Islanders have been looking good lately. Buffalo has been looking, well, like Buffalo, and apparently I guarantee it's Thomas Vanek scored that goal. I'm willing to bet money on that because he's the only player worth a shit over there. Final out of Philadelphia. Big shocker. Vancouver beats them 3-2. The nightmare continues in Philadelphia. Edmonton starting to slide. They lose to Pittsburgh 3-2. Didn't they earlier beat them in the year? No, they haven't played Edmonton yet. No, Florida beat Pittsburgh earlier in the year. That was it. Pittsburgh beats Edmonton 3-2. Neil Yakupov, I don't think, played in that one either. I guess kiss his ass goodbye. Probably going to the Rangers where he can really lose. Toronto over Minnesota 4-1. Tampa Bay blows out Los Angeles, who's been shaky at times, and other times look like a real championship team. Blows out the Los Angeles Kings 5-1. Detroit Red Wings win a squeaker against Columbus 2-1. The game that we profiled tonight was the Columbus Blue Jack. No, I'm sorry. The game that we watched tonight was San Jose Sharks versus the St. Louis Blues, the battle of the undefeateds. San Jose wins that 6-2. It really sends a message to St. Louis. Nashville beat over Florida in Nashville 4-3, and Winnipeg gets goose-egged by Montreal 3-0. And I'm thinking it's time. Yeah. So, where are we at? That was a really...
That music comes on. I just want to get in a fight. I don't know what it is.
Me too. A shot from the fight. Hey, Jake, you first.
Plugs. Okay, come see my good friends at the Friday Night Special Cast. The 25th, the 26th, and the 27th at Aberdeen Theaters, the Aberdeen Cinemas in beautiful Aberdeen, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And the 25th and 26th and the 27th at Rutgers Cinema in Piscataway, New Jersey on the Livingston campus. So just come out, check it out. There's costume contest, original pre-show skits, and I'm going to be there one of the nights, just hanging out, just checking out the old cast.
And coke and heroin if you wander on the wrong street.
Yeah,
Anything else, Jake?
Well, you wandered down the right street.
Maybe at the Rutgers show.
What about you, Joe Cronin? Joe Cronin Show.
Me, I'll be live. I was just live on Monday. I'll be live Monday nights after wrestling, 11 p.m. Eastern Time from my website, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. You want to stop by and get naked with the rest of us? Over 1 million views, 1,500 subs. We're doing it. You got to get over and be a part of the show.
Yeah, if you like wrestling, Joe Cronin.
Right, you got to like pro wrestling.
And I really like when these kids call in that their balls haven't dropped yet, and they talk to Joe real seriously. Well, I think that Randy Orton probably should be put in an angle with Cena when he comes back. And then you got Tazovich and Cronin just laughing at him over and over again. That's the best part of the show, if you ask me.
Thanks for calling, kid.
Thanks for calling. Have a great day!
Somebody called the other day, and they were like, and we always called the little kids balls haven't dropped. Tosovich called them brains haven't dropped. Problem was, I think he really was, like, had a handicap or something.
So you get people from, like, all over the world calling you, or?
Yeah, Canada, you know, UK, Canada.
There was one guy from India. Remember him? Pay-per-view was poop, and he hung up.
Oh, poop, that's right.
Yeah, and he hung up. That was that show.
So do you do anything for SmackDown? Is that still a thing?
SmackDown's actually been better than Raw a lot of times during the week. Because SmackDown's a 2-hour show still, and Raw moved to a 3-hour show, and it's actually just become
way too much.
That 3-0 doesn't. WCW tried that years ago. It just doesn't work.
It's too much. It's what the network wants, and it's not a good idea. It's why SmackDown appears to be better when it's...
You know what it is? The network wants it because there's nothing else to put on, so they figure even if it's a lousy hour for wrestling, it's still better.
Right. Does better ratings than like Blue Shield or whatever the fuck shows they put on USA.
God, USA.
They gotta bring back old school ECW. That was...
No, they don't. They tried it already. It's been done.
No. They not like how WWE was doing it. They gotta bring it back just the way it was, where like it comes on at like 1 o'clock in the morning. On, like,
yeah, over here at MSG, right? Yeah.
I used to be able to do a good Joey Styles impression.
My theory behind that is that the kids now, everyone's so soft now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that it's a different mindset between that 12 to 17-year-old demographic. Because those were all the kids who were going to high school the next day, staying up to watch ECW at the time.
ECW, come watch Sabu in a steel cage match with Balls Mahoney.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Oh my God!
I like he was choking to death. I like how he got hired by the WWF, and then he quit because he wasn't going to sell out.
Yeah. Now he does. What's he do now? He just blogs along tweets.
I don't know. I think I took that job.
Broke his neck.
Ow!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I like his passion.
It was a great show.
Like there was commercials for like a 1-900 number. He goes, "You want to find out what's gonna happen on Raw this week?
Oh yeah.
You want to find out? Call 1-800 ECW."
Don't read the dirt sheets. We'll tell you here.
Yes.
I mean, we don't even find that kind of stuff shocking now, but like in 1995, most of the wrestling angles was like, "You stole my favorite horse doll." And that was a big deal. How dare you? Let's have a WrestleMania match over it. And then I turn on ECW. You knocked up my girlfriend. I mean, that's much cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, you knocked up my girlfriend, right? That's like the same.
Dawn Marie's actually from Woodbridge.
Yeah, it's Sunny. She got arrested 2 years back.
She's weird now, huh? She went butchy.
She got arrested over at Middlesex County College or something, literally for acting strangely. That's what they booked her for. Sunny, we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. I'm at Middlesex County College for acting strangely.
Yeah, I think it was Dawn Marie. She used to always be at the strip clubs over
They're the same people, though. Sunny and Dawn Marie.
No. Sunny is not Dawn Marie.
I'm thinking of it Sunny then.
But Sunny is
the queen of extreme, Dawn Marie.
Yeah, Dawn Marie was a little skinnier.
Oh.
I don't know. Sunny had the big boobs, big lips. She looked like the Barbie doll.
Sunny's hot. I think
not anymore. She's not.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll do her.
Even guys as beautiful as you and me, we're gonna hit the wall one day. It's just all the women that we looked up to when we were teenagers hit the wall already.
I think I hit the wall. I already did hit the wall.
Oh, you look like a kid.
I don't crack, baby.
I know, right? People are always like, "Oh, well, you'll grow up or whatever."
You probably get carded
I'm
still.
30, and they're like, "I'm 28." I'm like, "Well, see, I'm older than you. What are you talking about?"
You get carded. Still, sure.
You look like a little boy.
Yeah, I'm always good. See, if I get fat or something, like, that's why I have to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Because if I get fat, I'm gonna look like a creepy child molester.
You'll look like a wrestling host, though, if you get fatter. There's always that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. Well, it's like you could afford to gain weight. That's
it.
kind of what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right. See, I don't want to look like that guy.
Yeah.
Because that'll be creepy. I'll be like 40, and people will be like, "What are you, 29 or something?"
All right, let's finish this. JohnFreemanMusic.com, JohnFreemanMusic.com, JohnFreemanMusic.com. Please check out John Freeman Music. He is the official music writer guy for Shot from the Point. He does a really great job, and he makes Joe Cornin want to punch people, which I think if you're striking an emotion with your art, you're doing something right. So, JohnFreemanMusic.com. Hire him. He's a good guy, and he wants to move out of his parents' house one day. I mean, Jesus, don't we all? What else do I got to plug? New show from Shot from the Point Productions. Check it out. It's the new Tales of Hockey Epicness. It is no longer what it used to be, a real gimmicky one-shot deal. It actually is anywhere from a 3 to 5 minute show of all the greatest highlights in the entire hockey world. This sucker is waiting to be encoded right after the show. So check out later this day, Wednesday, my time anyway, Tales of Hockey Epicness, which is a new show. And I'm actually took some. You're gonna have to let me know. Yeah, it was kind of like your idea, Joe. So
I like it.
It's the videos and things. I think the show is a little. I got to figure out my formula, and then come up with like funnier comments. But I think I like the idea, but it's still got to be a little refined. So first episode comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. Well, or whenever it encodes, because it uploads quicker than it encodes. That's for damn sure.
Better be tomorrow. If not, I'm gonna hack your site.
Yeah. Oh no, you're getting it. You know.
Put up a naked.
It's kind of the mix between your idea and the hockey epicness thing. So I think I just got to get a little more smooth adjustment. We're almost there. Let me know what you think of that, Jake. Podbender. Here's the deal with Podbender. I think maybe Jim Peterson is sick, or Tremonti Smooth as he's known. I have not been able to contact them. We have reached out to them. I have written them voicemails. We were supposed to get our stuff up by now. Well, we talked about even in July. I'm not sure where that stands. And
maybe he's not sick. Maybe he's smart, and he took you off.
Maybe it's because we goof on Dave.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. They talked about kind of reaching out and doing cross promotions, and we were going to come on every week and say a show that we listen to that I know you listened to this week, Jake, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But that's okay, because we're not really getting a response the other way. You know? So I really don't know what's going on over there. They seem like they're growing and taking to more shows, and maybe that's the problem. But I think, of course, I don't have any problem being posted over there, but I think we're going another route for iTunes. You know? I can't get a hold of anybody. But I know Jim has, illness issues, but I don't know exactly what they are, because I think they're very personal. I just really want to get. We're already 3 shows deep, so we want to get up there. And I've been sending them stuff.
I mean,
and you know what? If goofing on Dave is a problem, then maybe we don't belong there anyway.
We can always change religions and go into the station that I suggested.
Yeah. Yeah, we could go on. Did you hear that? He wanted to go on Satan's channel.
What?
Yeah. He talked to the guy from the Church of Satan in Denmark where they make black metal, and we were going to get hosted over there. That was Jake's big idea.
Not a bad idea.
It's really a fucking great idea.
Those Denmark people, they buy T-shirts.
Yeah, that's true.
You could start a whole brand. I mean, you could live off the T.
Is that a stereotype we don't know about?
Yeah.
People from Denmark buy T-shirts.
Buy T-shirts. The tales about, hey, if you want to catch me at Tommy C SFTV, at Tommy C at SFTV. I goof on Greg Wyshynski, who's a douchebag. And if you hate Greg Wyshynski and most of the media jerks, actually send me the reporter you hate the most Twitter account, and I will monitor them. Because I love hate
reporter. Does that have to be a hockey reporter?
I will stalk them. Just go ahead.
You know what's great? Like, they can't even really do anything to you because you're all the way in Germany.
I know. I'm still going to obey the law, though. I decided. Now, they can't really do anything to me. I'm accountable to no one. That's why they want to license people like me and Joe. So we can't attack them. They can attack... You know what? Greg, the Cupcake Daddy is a public figure, just like Alexander Ovechkin. Right. That's what it is. You hit Jake Link at Jake Link Comedy. Are you at Joe Cronin Show? Joe Cronin?
Yeah, Joe Cronin Show on YouTube, yeah.
Joe Cronin Show on YouTube. Did I hit everything? I know I'm going to forget some. If you like the show, share the show. Please check us out. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. If you're really smart, you go to Google+, before the show starts, and you can see me, like, in my underwear setting everything up.
See that big thumb down there with the thumbs up? You want to stick that thumb up Tommy's ass.
I'll show you my Joe Thornton.
Yeah. Click that thumb. Click that like button. Put the thumb up our asses.
Yeah. Need this.
Down is no fun. There will be no orgasm. You must go upwards.
Nice. All right. That's it, everybody. I really appreciate you all listening, and that's the show for this week.
It's back, baby. It's back.
We'll see you next week where we got more shows and videos, and you can't do that, and other obnoxious shit and reporters to aggravate here on Shot from the Point. Take it easy, everybody. Good night.
Later.
Goofy. Look at your face. Look at your face. You think you don't look goofy compared to a world-class athlete? You're goofy. And you bore your wife. You look boring. Hell, you're from New Jersey.
I'll have none of your gum. You can't do that!
Did you do that?